We are live. Hey,
We are
Facebook.
live.
Let me go out there and share.
All right. Yes. Share, share, share.
How do we do
Hey,
that?
hey, hey, everybody. We're live on Facebook. I forgot to put this on my phone here. I am so proud to have my girls here. My networking, what got me into networking, my networking queens, to be able to get me where I am today. So thank you so much, Angie Sims, Teresa, Christine. But I'm gonna blame it on Christine because Christine is the one that got me into this situation that I'm in now. Why I end up joining 9 different networking groups. So I said, yeah, I join your group. I join your group. So,
I
but
get blamed for everything.
but it was a good thing, Christine. It was a good thing, you know. So, but I am so blessed to be where I am. I tell you, God is so good because when I left corporate after 36 years, I said, I'm done with this, right? I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know how I actually was gonna do this. So I started off with BNI. BNI was actually helping me to get into learning how to network. I mean, I actually went through a phase where I was depressed. My father had just died, and I didn't want to do anything. So my husband said, Wanda, you got a business, you got Legal Shield. So I got out there and Legal Shield. And of course, my background is social work, so I just wanted to help people. So I went to BNI, then I went to Gusty Girls, and I met Miss Christine.
Yeah.
Christine is the one that said, "Hey, you ever heard of Experience Connections?" I said, "No." Well, she got me into her. She's an XC leader, into her connection, and having that okay, I have my husband. He would call. He would call when I'm on the phone here, right? So, so she said, "You heard of Experience Connection?" I said, "No, I've never heard of Experience Connection." And that's how I got started. So having Experience Connection and having my girlfriends that I met each one. So I met Christine. Christine actually, Angie was in Christine's XC. Adeline, Angie, League of Girlfriends. Adeline, uh, We Rock. And Teresa, I met at V-Rock. So you see how this connection is going here, how you can actually get your connections from other ladies here. And it was great because it got me out of my funk as far as me being in that depression that my, daddy's little girl, you get kind of sad, right? So when he died, it actually got me into another space. So you definitely need that networking. You need that networking in order to actually get your business going, right? And it gives you that opportunity to be able to discuss and chat about what you do, how you're doing it. Now, even more so with COVID just took us to another level, right? It took us to another level where we had to pivot. And I actually pivoted to, ooh, I pivoted to do my WD Pearson Associates. And that WD Pearson Associates is more like an educating, empowering, and consulting different clients on what the best business they can do. But also, I pivoted to do, and what did let's see? Adeline said, "Wanda, you got to do Facebook Live." I would never do Facebook Live. Well, I became, I became the virtual Facebook Live queen, right? So I wanted to collaborate and connect with other women to come on to doing Zoom calls. But Angie started it. Angie started it, and Christine started it because you guys pivoted before. So let's talk about that for a minute, Angie and Christine. So you all pivoted. Christine got her page that she actually had us on, and then Angie, right? Angie had the legal girlfriend. So Angie, tell us real quick what you did with your pivoting.
You're muted. Ready to go, but muted. Hi, everybody. I'm Angie Sims, founder of the League of Girlfriend and president of Atlanta Women's Network, professional networker, right? Connecting women with other women. So essentially, the League of Girlfriends is a social organization that's based on every woman, every professional woman needing a girlfriend. So when the pandemic hit, it was a Friday. I remember like it was yesterday. And we learned that our children were not going back to school on Monday, right? And they were shutting everything down on that Monday. That next morning, I woke up Saturday, the morning before the Monday when everything was going to be shut down. And I said, what are my girlfriends going to do? Right? Because I have close to 400 members. And my girlfriends spend most of their time out networking with one another, whether they're going to Experience Connections, whether they're going to We Rock, Mom Biz Boss, whether they're coming to League of Girls. They're always networking all day and all night, going to events so they can tell people about their businesses. So I had, and some of them really, really need this, not just for business, they need it for their spirits. And that's the essence of what the League of Girlfriend is, connecting women with each other at the core of who their soul is, right? So I said, what are they going to do? They don't have anywhere to go. They're going to sit in the house. How are they going to grow their businesses? So that Saturday, I came up with a platform called, what was it called? Super Girlfriends. Because I figured we were all super girlfriends. And I coined the phrase for us, making lemonade, right? So we were going to take these lemons and make lemonade out of it. So we created this platform that Monday through Friday, twice a day, 11:30 and 6 o'clock, because that's the time they were all at networking meetings. I created a platform so that they could come on live with me, 2 women at a time, and talk about their businesses, share their specials and all those things so people could understand sort of how we could support them, even being at home. And the best thing I think we did for them, we actually did 100 episodes. If you guys can believe it. We did 100 episodes. And in those 100 episodes, we actually allowed these women to still talk about their businesses. So many women that had never gone live went live simply because I told them they could. And they trusted me enough to do that. And some women got really, really good at it too. So it was absolutely awesome. And we ran 100 episodes of LOG Super Girlfriends. And it was just a wonderful, wonderful experience.
Okay, can you guys mute yourself?
Unmute yourself, Wanda. There you go.
Okay. Okay, so Teresa, Christine, you all unmute yourself because I just want to make sure that everybody else is there. Okay, so Angie, yes, she definitely had that. And then Christine, tell us a little bit about how you started with pivoting, how you got into that.
So pivoting, so yeah, we had just come off, March 10th actually was a huge event that I had been working on with our BNI chapter. And it was a huge success. We had probably 150 people or so show up to this event. It was awesome. And then the next day we hear about COVID. So everything gets shut down. And, I think that we were all kind of it was kind of like the Twilight Zone, right? We had never really been in this situation before. We really didn't know what to expect. We're hearing, pandemic, and, it almost felt like we were in a movie. And of course, I've got my 96-year-old mom living with me. So, there's another level of concern with that. And anyway, I was sitting out on the front porch with her one day, shortly thereafter the COVID thing was all announced. And I'm like, I need a distraction because I am somebody who really enjoyed getting out and doing things. And, my mom also would come out and do a lot with me. She's a little social butterfly. And all of it just kind of stopped. And so I started a group called Empower, Inspire, and Engage. And really very quickly, within a few hours, we had a pretty good following, and we were doing daily kind of, I don't know what you would call them, daily, everybody would have their own day where they could take the entire day and just share their story. They could share their products. They could share anything they wanted to on that day. And it was kind of there present for all of the other people to see. So that was really a good distraction. We ran it for about 2 or 3 months, pretty hard, where we had every day filled up, but it was a good distraction to kind of get us through.
It was awesome. It was awesome. And then Angie did her shows with, she had 2 or 3 people on her show that we talked about our business, which is great. So Teresa, what did you do to pivot when COVID happened?
Well, I was already at home when COVID happened. Actually, I work in the community for families, helping families as a parenting educator. And so I had found out a few days before school closed.
You're on mute.
It seemed like a good can you guys hear me?
We can hear you now. Yes.
Yeah, something. I think my phone started ringing. So it didn't seem like it would be something good if I kept going. So I was already at home. And I started seeing that women were getting very anxious, especially because their kids weren't going to be going to school. They were going to have to stay at home, and food and all kinds of stuff was going crazy. So I started having these sessions with my mom biz bosses called Mom Biz Boss Moments. So I would have someone come in, one of our members, maybe that is an expert. I had our homeschooling expert come in and talk about how to homeschool and how to set up your house for school at home. I had Wanda come in and talk about Legal Shield and why it was a good idea. Just different people come in and talk about things. And of course, I talked about parenting, like how to pivot as a parent. We had so many great conversations in regards to different things that parents and mothers would need to do. And then we also did a bunch of like fun stuff, because I'm like, Angie, I have all these ladies, we're generally out busy, we're doing things. And I was like, hey, do y'all want to do karaoke? So I hired a DJ, had a karaoke party, watched movies.
Hey, Teresa, not to interrupt, but your video is off. We want to see your pretty face, your pretty hair.
Oh, whatever. I gotta find why, there it is. So when all of this is happening too, you don't want to be bored, like Angie said. So we wanted to do something. So we did karaoke. I hired this DJ. We had karaoke. It was fun. And then lastly, that was around the time that Madam C.J. Walker's movie came out, and as business women, we wanted to talk about that. So we watched Madam C.J. Walker. And then last for real, is like, they were like, well, what about brunch? We can't get together and eat anymore. I was like, we're going to get together. It's going to be virtual. We can eat pear biscuits or something. So we had a great time. We pivoted to having a virtual brunch and having presenters come on, and we've been there since, and it's working.
Yeah. It was great. I tell you, I love the DJ. In fact, it's funny. They had on now they having concerts on video, right? I mean, on virtual. So DJs, it's really good, because I mean, how can people pivot to do stuff like that? But we got creative. I tell you, imagine this. Imagine not having Zoom. Will we be going to Skype? Remember we used to have Skype? Everybody remember that? Skype was I never really know how to work Skype, so Zoom was actually easier. But it was great. It was great. So I appreciate you ladies sharing the pivoting. But I'm just going to finish mine, and then I want each one of these ladies to really tell us about they showed us how they pivoted, but about their business as far as how they pivot. And then we want to bring the audience in as far as asking them, how did they pivot and how you can network better, with our different groups. So you can see we have different ladies that have different groups that you can pivot with. Mine's is I don't have a group, but I do webinars. So here we are on a webinar, right? But Angie taught me how to do that, right? So, you're never too old to learn. And I'm always willing to learn. I don't care how old I am. I'm willing to learn. I like to have fun. So, but I really have to, and I'm going to I'm going to talk about Portia too, because Portia brought me into, Portia was like, but she said she was stalking me, right? From California. Portia from California. And she introduced me to this lady, Tara Lee Harrison, who is international. Well, I ended up joining the international virtual team. And that was another group. That's why I'm ahead on that. That was another group she introduced me to. So I was on with them for about a year, and I just actually repivoted and started getting into other groups here. So having that, and I was talking about my W.D. Pearson Associates, having my services of Legal Shield, I thought that everybody needed to be protected. So that's why I went out. And I was just telling one of the ladies when I came out, especially Christine, when I was at your meeting, the lady said, well, I don't need a will. I'm not going to die soon. I'm like, are you kidding me? Really? So I said, now look what's happening, right? I'm getting people saying, oh, I need to get a power of attorney, that type of thing. So my W.D. Pearson Associates actually was my pivoting to help me get into my own services, because I remember Angie and Ethelene said, you need to have something of your own. So that's when I created that LLC, WD Pearson LLC. Associates. I'm sorry, W.D. Pearson Associates LLC. I have to remember that, right? So I got into that, and my daughter and son-in-law actually did my logo, and they did my website. So I have graphic designers. So I'm blessed to have that on there. So when I got into that, that's when I said, you know what? I'm gonna do Zoom, and I got my Zoom account. I'm gonna be like Oprah, right? Look, I don't get paid like Oprah, but I would love to be like Oprah. But Angie, what did you tell me? No, you're not like Oprah. I'm Wanda. I have my own, right? So having that. What's that? Oh, I thought you said something, Angie. So having that, but what I want to say is that by us discussing this and our journey, you need social media. In order to keep your business going, you have to have social media. So I've created my own page on Facebook, Legal Shield, ID Shield, and I actually, thank God I got a virtual assistant because she helps me a lot. Created the W.D. Pearson Associates on Facebook. And you really need to have that, your business page on Facebook. So you're serious about your business, getting out there. And that's really what I went out when I started doing the WDP, as far as asking people, what is your passion? What do you want to do? Because your 9 to 5 is not promised to you. You don't know what's going to happen. So it's always good to have your own. And actually, on that note, me and Teresa actually doing a webinar on Thursday talking about that, right? So that is something that we actually are doing. So being part of my whole thing with WDP is being a collaboration. I like to collaborate and connect with people. I'm a connector, just like Portia's a connector. We like to connect people. Angie likes to connect people. Christine, Mom Biz, Teresa, all of us like to be connectors to help people. When somebody says, oh, I need somebody like that. Oh, I know just a person. So one of the ladies, actually one of my clients, she said, Wanda, I know you know everybody. Who can I get to get some counseling or whatever? And I just reached out and said, oh, this person may be able to help. So it's nice to have that. But also I want to talk about real quick is that I am going to be a first-time author, finally. I'm part of a collaboration book, finally. So I told Angie, I said, my book is coming out soon. Let's put the soon here. So we're out. So I shut up, Teresa. So that's coming out soon. To be announced. So I'll probably be doing something on that as well. So I look forward to that. But without further ado, I just want to actually introduce my girls and let them talk, because I know I've talked, and just really show how networking. Then we want to bring the audience in to talk about what they think of what they're doing here. So first I'm going to introduce, because Christine is actually the one that started me off here. Christine Powers is a mother of 5, a grandmother of 6, along with her husband of 30 plus years. I got 36, Christine. You got 36?
I think we're heading there this year.
Yeah. No, I'm sorry. It'll be 40. Oh my Lord. It'll be 40 years. Jeez. That's all God.
Good for you.
Years. Has spent many years as an entrepreneur, from managing the operations of a multi-million-dollar incentive motivation company, which involved merchandising, warehousing, program fulfillment, customer service, accounting, and many other areas. Now Christine has pivoted as well. She's experienced connection leader in Acworth, Georgia, but she also has her own business. And she got her LLC from me. Yay! So she is now Powers Estate Sales. Without further ado, Christine, tell us about you.
Well, thank you, Wanda. Thank you for that introduction. And yes, married, I lose track. I lose track of my kids' ages, my grandkids' ages, my age, because, it changes every year. So how are you supposed to keep up with all that when it just keeps changing? So anyway, and then the other thing is, the only thing we can ever count on in life is change. It's the only constant that we really have is change. So anyway, yeah, in business with my husband for 25 plus years. It was really his business. And I joined him and took over the administrative side of things, operations side of things. And when he was ready to retire, it was like, okay, I'm not ready to retire. What is it that I want to do? What's my next thing? So I did a few different things. The very first thing I found was doTERRA essential oils. Absolutely love my essential oils. I did that for still do actually, but sold it for quite a few years, and found out that I needed to network because my family and my friends, they got tired of hearing everything I had to tell them about essential oils. So I began to go to some different networking events. Matter of fact, Angie, I think one of the first ones was Diana Perez with Business and Balance, which I think is where I ultimately met you through, and did attend quite a few of her events here in town. Also found XC, Experience Connections, which is strictly a ladies group. Business and Balance was also a ladies group. And when you begin to network with women, it's just a different, I had come from the corporate world, a lot of men. It was a different scenario. I was actually surrounded by men. My husband, I had 3 sons who lived here, 2 dogs, 2 cats, all males. So I was in a house full of men. It was just that kind of a world for me. So when I began to surround myself with women, it was like, wow, this is quite different. And, now I have a sounding board. I have other like-minded people to kind of bounce things off of. I began to form some really strong relationships with my girlfriends now. And so it was just really a good situation for me. And I didn't have to bother my family and friends anymore with my information about doTERRA, about essential oils. I was able to share it with people who really wanted to hear about it. So when the opportunity arose for me to become a leader with Experience Connections, I jumped on it. And that was over 5 years ago. So I've been actually a leader for the last 5 years with XC. I've done a couple of different things, a lot of them related to health and wellness. But one of the things that my mom and I used to really enjoy doing when I was in business with my husband, my mom and I would spend the weekends out garage sailing and antique mall crawling and thrift stores and estate sales, things like that. We really enjoyed that time together. We would actually acquire things. I would have to turn them around and try to sell them and get rid of them because my garage and my house just became too full of all this stuff. So that's kind of where I am now. I actually launched a business in the estate sale industry in the latter part of 2019. I did get my LLC through Legal Shield. Thank you very much, Wanda. In the early part of 2020. And of course, then what hit? COVID hit, right? So, kind of took a minute to figure out how that was going to affect the industry. Fortunately, it didn't affect it too bad. We have had estate sales pretty much every month since COVID hit, and we're doing quite well. So very thankful for that. But one of the things I wanted to mention about networking is, there's a variety of networking opportunities out there. So I mentioned the female networking. All right. We have Experience Connections, which is a great venue for women, like-minded women to get together. You have a fairly good amount of time to actually share what it is that you do. You've got 3 minutes to share your commercial, so to speak, and you do build some really strong relationships. You've got League of Girlfriends, which I know Angie's going to talk about, but there I think the focus is more on girlfriends and support and getting out and doing things together, more of a fun nature. You obviously will network in the process. You'll share your business in the process, but you also form some really strong friendships. Then I'm also part of BNI. I'm actually the president of a BNI chapter here in the area, the Barrett Business Builders. And that is a very strong referral-based networking opportunity. And so I really recommend that you look into various opportunities that are out there. Just, kind of tap into everything, find out what resonates with you, and then zero in on that. Become familiar in those areas. Gusty Girls was another one. For me, Gusty Girls is my night out. It's once a month. I get a girls' night out. I get to go have a glass of wine, which I thoroughly enjoy, and hang out with some other like-minded women who cross over in a lot of these other networking groups that I belong to. So it's just and now these are my friends. These are the people that I count on and depend on, and who I support and who support me. And I know Angie, every month or so, without fail, if I haven't heard from her or she hasn't heard from me, she'll call. I'll get a call from Angie just to say, hey, how are you doing? Is everything okay? How's your mom? And that goes a long way, because we get so busy in life and it's hard for us to stay connected sometimes. And so when you've got someone that's kind of reaching out and they've got your back like that, it's really important. It really is. So I think I shared a little bit about everything. So I think with that, did that cover it well enough, Wanda?
Yeah, that did. That did. Thank
Okay.
you so much,
Thank
Christine,
you.
because you actually, and you're right. Gusty Girls is
Oh,
tomorrow, girl. That's
there
tomorrow.
was something else I wanted to mention, and this was actually, I mentioned Experience Connections, and this was something that the founder of XC had shared, and I just always found it really powerful. And it's, you never know who you will meet and the difference that you can make in someone's life. You never know who you will meet and the difference that person can make in your life. Introduce people you meet to people they need to know. Introduce people you need, or excuse me, introduce people you know to people they need to meet. You simply never know what can happen with any connection. Bottom line is make every connection count. And that is by Bonnie Ross Parker, which is the founder of Experience Connections. And I just thought it was a really relevant topic.
Absolutely. I love that. I love that. And she is so true. I really love Bonnie. I actually got to meet Bonnie at the convent what do we have, the anniversary?
Mhm.
Yeah, anniversary. I met her and her husband, and yeah, I really like her. But that is so true. When she said how, what was the name of it before, Angie?
Joy of Connecting.
Yeah, Joy of Connecting. And people thought it was a dating game, right?
They rebranded about, I don't know, probably 7 or 8 years ago, because I think some folks had thought it was a Joy of Connecting. The other thing I want to mention is Powers Estate Sales. Please follow me on Facebook under Powers Estate Sales. If you want any of the information, you can text estate to 21,000 and you can get all my information.
That's great.
Everybody loves a bargain, right?
Yeah. I'm trying to move some stuff around so I can come to your estate sales, because I know I'll get something when I go there. You know?
There you go.
Well, thank you, Christine. Thank you. I am going to introduce Angie real quick. Let me tell you about Miss Angie. Angie actually is an expert rainmaker and key influencer whose ability to elevate women makes her a game changer. She spent over 11 years as a business leader in the financial services industry at Morgan Stanley and its predecessor firms in various roles, including Deputy Director of Diversity, Director of Online Training, and Director of Professional Alliance Relationships. And I just have to say, Angie, she's the founder and CEO of League of Girlfriends that God put her into doing, and she would tell you the rest. Come on, Angie, share your story, girl.
Thank you, Wanda. Thank you so much. I love that you added that part in there that God had me do it. And I actually haven't told that story in a while. I always tell the girlfriends when I'm speaking at a League of Girlfriends event or any event that this is not something that I set out to do, not something I ever would have done, because I am the least likely girlfriend, right? I'm the corporate girl and I'm all about business 24/7. But I believe that God sat me down in the computer on September 16, 2016 and said, I'm going to have you create the League of Girlfriends just to show how dope I am. I'm going to turn it completely around to who you think you are, the things you think you're supposed to be doing, to show how I can put purpose right in your life and have all that stuff turn around for good. All the things you think you're not supposed to do, I'm going to show you how you're supposed to do them. And on top of that, I'm going to have you impact the lives of thousands of women by doing it. So he did that thing. He did that, right? So again, founder League Girls, thank you, Wanda. Thank you, Christine. Listen, I think that the most incredible thing that happened to you in your life is have other people talk about you when you're not around, right? And I love the fact that sometimes I can just sit in the room and I don't have to say a word. These women talk about the impact that I have had in their lives, but it's not me. It's all through what God has me do, right? I love all of my girlfriends. And I started the League of Girlfriends right of the urgency of God. It was not something I would have done, but I'm so grateful that I did do it, because I am fed consistently by the love I get from these relationships. And none of my relationships are one-shot deal. I had a girlfriend that called me about an hour before this call started. She was supposed to join the League of Girlfriends 2 years ago, maybe almost 3 years ago. And she found me from her husband, and her husband found me from another man that said, you need to have your wife join the League of Girlfriends, right? And she just came around and joined. I tell people I keep the lights on for you. I'm like Motel 6, because you all come around at some point, right? It might not be right now, but at some point it will be. Somebody will tell you about how the League of Girlfriends, and maybe even how I personally have affected their lives and have changed something about the way they do business, the way they function. As Wanda mentioned, it was nearly 15 years as an executive at Citigroup, Morgan Stanley, and Smith Barney, those companies. as they got sold and bought. I stayed as an executive, really high up, 2 seats down from the CEO of the largest financial firm in the world, right? And I wanted people to know about it. So what I did was I took myself way too seriously.
But
And,
Angie,
you know,
just a minute. Your sound is coming in and out. Check your sound is coming in and out.
Okay, let's see if this is better. Is that any better?
Yeah,
Is that
just stay up
better?
there. Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna stay right there. Is that better? Better?
A little
Tell me
bit.
if it's better. Okay. Let's see. Maybe when I get excited, the sound goes out.
We want to hear everything you got to say, girl.
Okay, how about that?
Yes, that's
Oh,
it.
way better. Okay, thank you, Teresa, for the thumbs up. So essentially, as I cultivated my relationships in corporate, I did not cultivate relationships that I needed to. I cultivated the relationships that would get me to where I was, which was top of the food chain, making lots of money, bonuses that doubled my salary. Those things were important to me, you know, before you have a husband, before you have kids, before you come to the reality that, hey, I got the whole full life to live, and it goes beyond a dollar sign, right? So essentially, when I moved to Georgia, my husband and I nearly 7 years ago, and God had me start League of Girlfriends, my entire life changed because I began to realize the value of relationships, right? And how they tied in with business. So the League of Girlfriends, as Wanda and Christine both mentioned, it's a social organization. We get together socially. Our slogan is, it's not business, it's personal, but you know, you got to get personal to get to the business. If you don't, you'll have one transactional sale and you won't have a relationship with them where you can sell to them, their families, their brothers and sisters, their in-laws, and all the folks they go to church with, right? That's what you want. You want sticky relationships. So the League of Girlfriends has been an incredible blessing to me. And I love that I have so many of my members on here. As I'm scrolling through, I've got members that are part of my Leadership Academy because we do still do business. And my primary business is I'm a girlfriend's execution coach. So my clients, like the client whose office I'm sitting in now, I was meeting with her, coaching her. She's $1 million producing CPA. Right? She said, Angie, I need you to help me pivot my business so I can move more into my coaching business and not only be known as a CPA. Fine. We sat down, did our coaching. She said to me, I said, this is a beautiful building. You got 6,000 square feet and it's empty. She said, well, you know, I always wanted it to be a co-working space for women. I said, really? That was December 22nd. Ladies, we are now open as a co-working space for women only. I have completely decorated, designed it, and we are launched and ready to go, locked and loaded, having a grand opening on April the 30th. So if you don't have a girlfriend that could really push you to your next level, you need to come to the League of Girlfriends because that's what these girlfriends do. Thank you, Wanda. Oh, let me say one more thing. Wanda, I want to say that it was so true when you said how closely knit we are to one another. So you heard Christine mention League of Girlfriends. Well, she didn't tell you she sits on my board. I have 9 women that are my charter members that are board members. Christine helps me to navigate the League of Girlfriends, just like Edeline. Edeline owns We Rock, and they're going on their 12th anniversary, I want to say, 10th or 11th or 12th anniversary this year. Women Entrepreneurs Rock. She has been doing huge conferences for years, right? And a very close friend of mine, but also a board member, somebody I trust, a board member on the League of Girlfriends. So many of us are intermingled with one another, and there's not even any sense of competition at all. It's all about women supporting women. I believe that we should be feeding each other's souls. My organization is extremely diverse. I think we have 48% that are Caucasian women, 48% that are Black women and women from other countries. We've got members in Alaska, Hawaii, California, Texas, all over, because every single woman needs a girlfriend. You need somebody in your corner. I love that Christine says, I'll call her every once in a while. I've got close to 400 members, but I try to make sure that I stay in touch with them and they can always feel my essence. They know that I'm there to support them. And they know even more so than that, that they can call me. And that's what changes and what impacts my life on a daily basis. And Wanda does a great job at Legal Shield. She's done an incredible job at pivoting and sort of transitioning her business so that it's something she owns herself. But I give out referrals as well. But I say 3 to 10 referrals almost every day, right? I was giving Wanda so many referrals that I said, I need to join this business because I'm clearly losing out on some money.
She
And I
should.
don't do that. I can, with 400 members, you can't join everybody's business. But I
Yeah.
joined one is because I knew I was losing money. I was giving her so many referrals. So
Yeah.
I trust her so much that I'm a part of her, I call it Ladies of Justice team,
Yeah.
right? I'm a part of her Legal Shield team. But so many of my girlfriends, I believe, are better because of the League of Girlfriends and what God has had me pour into it. It's not me, right? And it's mostly them in the spirit. They're always so graceful. I never have to worry about, if you hear about somebody in the street, it's not going to be a League of Girlfriends member. Believe that. They walk with grace. And if it is, somebody's going to call and tell me about somebody else, because I don't even look like that drama can happen here. We don't do that.
Yeah.
Drama free. So, but I love you ladies so much. And thank you so much, Wanda, for this opportunity to talk about the League of Girlfriends. And we are, hey, doors open. We waiting for members here
Yeah.
at her workspace, as well as in the League of Girlfriends. I'll keep the lights on for you.
You're a best girl. And me and Angie be talking sometimes late at night. We don't talk to each other
Midnight.
in a while. And I said, I ain't heard from you in a while, you know? The same with Teresa. So I want to bring up Teresa as well. So you talk about Rock, Women's Entrepreneurship Rock. I met Teresa at Rock. And from there, she said, hey, why don't you come to my mom biz? I said, mom biz. Well, she got me hooked on that brunch. And I really missed that brunch. Where is it, Teresa? At the
It's an Egg Harbor, but you have an opportunity now where you can have brunch virtually. I got you set up.
Yeah, that ain't this. Look, that ain't the same. I like to be in place, you know. So
I know it's beautiful.
that's totally different. But going back to Edeline, I'm actually part of her founding member with Rock, and I did get to be. I was honored. I actually spoke on her 24-hour speakers, so I was able to be part of that. So that's why I said you don't know who you're gonna network with, who you're gonna. Well, like we all intermingling, right? You just never know. So, well, without further ado, I'm gonna move this on here. Teresa Wright Johnson. Teresa Wright Johnson is a best-selling author and award community leader and business owner. Teresa is a true entrepreneur and community advocate who, for years, has helped women, children, and families develop sound systems for educational and economic services. The letter is so small, I'm trying to read it here. Teresa holds a business degree and a certifications in mental health, education, early childhood, domestic violence, and parent education. Miss Wright Johnson is the CEO of TEJME Enterprises and founder of Mom Biz Boss and Zaria Song. And I want to say, like what Angie said, Teresa and Angie are part of my team. They are part of my Legal Shield team. So she said the same thing. She was giving me refer. I said, so, so she said, let me get part of this here too. You know, but Teresa had been a member of Legal Shield for so many years. So she saw the value. So make sure you check us out on our webinar on Thursday at 3 p.m. as well. So without further ado, Teresa, go ahead and tell us your story.
Okay, first of all, I know that first name, TWJME Enterprises, is the name of my overall business, because I know that we all are an enterprise full of value, struggle, strength, success, education, and more. And so for me, oh my goodness, networking has always been a part of my life. Since I was a child, I was always doing something, leading something. But I've been a member and been around for quite a while, leading other women's organizations. I remember Joya Connecting 10, 15 years ago. I was a part of someone's chapter, but I started off really with my own networking organization at the time, and it was called First Fridays, and it was way back in the day. So I took a little break because of motherhood and business and helping community and family. But I've also worked with other organizations such as Women Entrepreneurs or Women About Biz and some other organizations as a leader. And Mocha Moms and moms. All I can tell you is a lot of organizations helping moms, because as a kid, I always wanted to be a mother and a businesswoman. So I got a business degree, got a daycare, had a nanny company, done a bunch of stuff, worked at corporate places, but I am a connector. My name, Teresa, means to harvest and to connect. And that's what I'm good at, information and resources. And so one day I was running another women's organization and I was talking with someone. And I said, well, I would love to do a mommypreneur event. That would be great. And they said, well, we'll do it one day. And they kept saying we'll do it one day. And one day I decided, you know what, I don't need them. I will start my own little brunch for moms that are in business. And the reason I started in particular for moms that were in business, because so many times moms, they're transitioning. You know, you might have a little kid and you want to go to a networking event, but you can't because the kids aren't welcome. Well, you know, at our Mom Biz Boss brunches and many of our events, children are welcome. The other thing is, when I talk about motherhood, motherhood is a lifespan. And so some people say, and Wanda's good for this, Wanda is a crew. I have about 25% of our members are grandmothers or grandmothers, right? So they said, well, I can't be a Mom Biz Boss because I don't have little children. Don't want to hear it, an excuse. Mom Biz Boss stands for moms, multiple operational managers, because as a mother, you're doing all those same things you would for business. You're budgeting, you're transporting, you're doing logistics, you're delegating, same thing. And there's no disvalue in that. It's lots of value in that. So motherhood is a lifespan. So we focus on motherhood, business, and social awareness, because who does everything? Where does that all happen? Who's doing all the volunteering? Generally women and mothers. Who's out there caring about causes and talking about what's going on in our society? Women and mothers. So even to the point with Mom Biz Boss, women say, well, I'm not a mother. I could care less if you're a mother, because what we all have in common at Mom Biz Boss is the majority are mothers and grandmothers, but some are women that are helping children and families, or women that work with women that are in business, that are moms. For me, Mom Biz Boss is important because, like I told you, I always wanted to be a mother, always wanted to be a businesswoman. Very, very involved in social community, family stuff here in the state of Georgia and nationwide. And I think I kind of blended all three of them, because sometimes as multiple operational managers, we're wearing 5, 6 different hats, and you got to figure out where your sweet spot is. And my sweet spot definitely is helping moms. With Mom Biz Boss, I am not the know all and be all either. I think like a lot of times people are there, say they're a coach. I'm a certified life coach and business coach. That's not what I like doing. I like connecting and giving resources. So we have experts. So we have an expert in parenting, an expert in homeschooling, an expert in marketing. Matter of fact, our expert in marketing just told me a few months ago, listen, that TWABCDEFG, we're going to have to do something about that. So we're rebranding. So you'll be able to go to TeresaWJohnson.com, because who's remembering TWJ and me? You know, or hey, Teresa, you know what, that black back there, we're not feeling that. Women are not feeling that. So we have to also, in networking, be good with something Angie said. 1, there's no competition, but 2, being willing to learn from others. Being willing to learn from others. So with Mom Biz Boss, we're here to support moms that are in business and women that work with moms and children, and then those that care about community and social awareness. And every month we have a social awareness topic. So we're not just talking about it, we are about it. I give a percentage back every month to whatever that topic is via organization. We just had our Mom Biz Boss Award, and we just gave a percentage, we're giving a percentage back to My Girls Inc., which is a young women's mentoring organization. So you'll find at Mom Biz Boss women that care about motherhood, business, and social awareness. But what you'll really find is real quality and making sure that you're connected to experts, because there's no way one coach can be everything, because we feel like at Mom Biz Boss, we're better together. So that's pretty much me. Last thing is my business, TWJME. Yeah, I know that sounds like ABCDEFG, but it's okay, because I have all of those elements, the whole alphabet. I am a certified life coach and speaker on mental health and also parenting. So I speak nationwide as well here in Georgia. I actually was the Parent Peer Specialist of the Year for Georgia. And I just really love helping families. So if you're ever in need of that, that's what I do. I help families with mental health, parenting, and kind of merging that small business together. But we'll talk more about that later this week, about how to make some extra money on all that.
Absolutely. And I'm bringing everybody in. Thank you so much, Teresa. And now you see all of these ladies, you see how I learned from all of these ladies here. and networking with each one of them. So this is great. This is great because I wanted to, and I remember when I first got my Zoom account, I was going crazy. Okay, I want to do this. I told Andy, I want to do let's chat with one. I was just excited, right? And this is something that actually I think we all can use because, like I said, you're never too old to learn. I am a grandma. That's what Teresa has to start calling me grandma. I said, yeah, I'm not no grandma. Don't call me no grandma now. I'm too young to be a grandma. I'm a grandma or nana. That's how I taught my grandchildren. I have 6 grandchildren. So, but having this, the ladies to connect with, this is what's good about this. So I'm going to open it up to the floor to you ladies here, because we got about 15 minutes to talk and chat. And let us know what you do and how you get to. I know Portia has a net. Portia it's another group that I joined. Portia's group. So Portia, tell us real quick what you do, what's your group, and what's going on.
Well, I was definitely soaking in all the knowledge that you guys were bringing. Fabulous. And I kind of, I have kind of that same interest that all of you do in connecting people with people. And that's the reason why I network, because I love bringing resources to people and connecting them with people who can help expand something, add a possibility to something, or co-collaborate with something. So that's always been my passion. And I also kind of help people with real estate, because right now, most people kind of focus in on, the outside of the shell. But really what I feel is most invaluable is to focus on the inside of the shell. What is it that you want to provide for your family? What kind of living space do you need? What kind of community do you need to be connected to? Because I feel that that is what represents home. And I feel like while this all is going on, it's a profound opportunity to really reestablish the foundation of home, what you want to do in your home and who you want to collaborate and connect with within your home, so that you really feel that you're at home. Because when all the other stuff is going on in the world, what makes the most important is the community that you're connected with, the girlfriends that you get to gab with, the girls that you get to cry with, and the girls that you get to be social with. So all of those things are important. And I kind of call it the women behaving boldly, because in any event in life, we get to choose whether we want to be bold or whether we want to sit back and just give up. So, but also you kind of have to give yourself opportunity to sit back and reflect on what you really want as well. And I think that's what we're in right now, is really looking at what's important to you. So with that said, I have kind of like talk therapy as well, where we get to be social and talk about the topics that are at hand. Big emphasis right now is on, I love what Teresa said, a lot of people are dealing with getting through depression, and a lot more people are learning how to get through grief, because it's impacting all of our lives through this COVID conundrum. But really, it can really wake up the cause in you as well, which is what I love what each and one of you shared, is that we get to be a cause at something. Because if we've been an impact, we've searched for answers, we've learned answers, and we get to share them with supportive girlfriends. So that's why I call it Women Behaving Boldly, because it's just transitioning what's happening to you and giving yourself the opportunity to make it happen through you with connections. So that's it.
That's great, Portia. And so what I want everybody to do is put in the chat your website, your contact information, and I'm going to save the chat and actually send it to you, as well as this the video that we're doing here. I'm going to send that to you once it turns its way around. So I wanted to, but Jane, let's hear about you.
Sorry, I was just getting ready to start typing in the chat and you caught me off guard. I met Wanda, I believe, right at the Business Expo here in Alpharetta. I live in Alpharetta.
Okay.
Last week, and had a lovely chat. And I thought a lot of what she was talking about was really, really cool. And all these groups of women getting together. I retired from corporate America as well about 4 years ago. after 30 years with the same company and working my way up the corporate, through the corporate chain, and was finding myself increasingly unhappy the higher up I got. So ultimately decided that I had worked hard enough, and before I worked the rest of my life away, I wanted to step out of that. And then by accident, I stumbled into this amazing company that was upstarting, that combined two of my all-time favorite things. Well, really three: getting people together socially, like these are, wine, and giving back and supporting nonprofits. So One Hope is a Napa winery. We're located right in the heart of Napa Valley. But they were founded 13 years ago, going on 14 years ago, with the very specific intent of giving back. And they wanted to be a cause-based business up front, where instead of painting everything pink in October, and then doing great things for one great cause in October, and then in November, all the marketing and the hype and the give back goes away. One Hope wanted to give back 365 days a year with 100% of everything they sold, and to cover as many nonprofits as they possibly could, so that every 501c3 had the opportunity to benefit. There was no barriers to being able to receive donations through One Hope events. And that really resonated with me. I stumbled upon it because I've been extremely active with the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, having lost a lot of members of my personal family to blood cancer. And then as I've been a coach for their endurance sports teams, for running and triathlon and cycling groups, trying to help raise money for LLS, I stumbled upon somebody doing a wine tasting fundraiser for them. And I put back on my corporate due diligence hat that I had spent a lot of years doing for a big company, and vetted out them trying to find the catch, and ultimately realized there really wasn't one. These are just a great group of people that are making fabulous, fabulous wines. They've recruited some of the best winemakers in the world. And so now I am making an impact socially and reaching out and trying to find as many caring, fun-loving people that like to give back through different creative ways, or their businesses with client gifting that can make an impact as well. And trying to network with more people to find more opportunities for people to engage with the right wine that will make a difference and nourish the future. So that's
great.
what I do.
I love it. I love it. One Hope. That's
One Hope.
great.
And
Yes.
I did form my own LLC, so I am Uncork with Jane.
Perfect. So did I meet you at Angie's as well? Did you come to Angie's? I knew you had somebody that did wine. That was somebody different. Okay.
Yeah, that was Brianna. I think Brianna, I think it was.
Oh,
Okay.
Brianna Clinton.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's on my team. So
Yeah.
yeah, she's I brought her into the fold as well. Talk about when you
Wow.
refer so many people that are that your clients become your teammates, because we all kind of agree that everybody should be drinking One Hope wine, and preferably everybody selling it, because the more people selling it, the more people drinking it, and the more money that goes back to nonprofits. We've donated over $6 million and to nonprofits all around the world, and every 501c3 that anybody can think of that wants to earn some money through just sharing great wine.
Well, that's great. So I'm going to, so make sure you put your information in the chat. Yes. I'm going to share the chat as well. So we're going to move along to Dr. Anissa. I know you put some in the chat. You want to tell us about you, Dr. Anissa?
Hey, oops, my phone dropped. Okay. Yes, how y'all ladies doing this afternoon? I hope you're doing good. My name is Dr. Anessa Hunter, and I am the owner and founder of Core Life Holistic Wellness. And what we do here is, outside of women's wellness, we help people grow through their pain. And what I mean by grow through their pain is that I was in the military, and I had a bad fall. And basically the military kind of wrote me off. And a friend of a friend came and helped me learn how to walk again and just be back my normal self. And so the things over the years that I learned how to do, I said, well, who else is better to try to help somebody to, to learn how to grow through their pain other than somebody that's been there. And so I've been there, and so I'm walking different people through their journey of holistic health. And if you ever had any, what I mean by that, if you have any sores that's on your skin, had any, for instance, sleep, lack of energy, and now we're in this COVID with this different type of virus. I even help plenty of people with that. Women that's trying to get pregnant because they had clogged fallopian tubes, menstrual periods that's very heavy with pain and etc. So I just leave you with this. What type of symptoms are you slowing you down that you may need assistance with to make you feel like your old self?
That's great. That's great. So ladies, put your, when you put your website in there, make sure you put HTTPS, because that way you can click on it and it goes to it. Otherwise it won't show this. So definitely put your information in the chat. Like I said, I'm going to share it. Viola, you want to say something, Viola?
Sure. Hi, everyone. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Oh, you're on mute. You're on mute, Dr. Viola.
Talking away. Hi. I was going to say, Wanda, so ironic. I know you from being Tori's mom. So actually know your daughter.
Oh.
Yeah. So when I saw you.
You know, when she was growing up, they all said, oh, you're Tori's mom.
Exactly. Yeah.
My name is Wanda, and yes, I am Tori.
Yes.
Thank you, Viola, for attending. So tell us about you.
Yeah. So I am the founder of Young Women Crush Cancer, which is a nonprofit organization. And so the organization, I definitely started more so to help young women who've been affected by cancer. We have, when I say young, it's mainly because young women have a unique set of milestones that have been interrupted due to cancer, whether it is their jobs or, as far as their career, them being moms, them being wives. And so we reach really out to them. We have an age, our target age is from 18 to 49, but we don't have a limit to who we serve, depending on, of course, someone's dream. We do a lot of dream support. So that's what we focus on, is really helping women to get to the next level of their dreams. So a lot of our support comes in the fact of even providing people, whether it's, it could be a award, we call them milestone awards for physical training, so getting healthier, or maybe going when they go back to school, providing for books or exam tests. So that's the way we serve them. And one of the biggest things is we try to really address their psychosocial needs and provide them with the resources by giving them the milestone awards, but then also connecting them with professionals who have services that we may feel like is ideal to connect them with, and even in relation to those awards. So that's a couple of the things in regards to the nonprofit. And then just by day, I'm in the medical science industry. And so that's what I primarily focus on. And my background is in cancer research. So
that's great. That's great, Viola. Well, it was so nice seeing you. Thank you for attending our webinar. I appreciate you coming on. So make sure you put your information in the chat, and make sure you put, if you have a website, HTTPS. Yeah. So that way we can connect with you. So I got my other two girls, and I'm glad I met you again, Viola. I'm Tori's mom. I'm
same here, Wanda.
It's so funny. When I was in church, they said, oh, you're Tori's mom. Everybody knew Tori. They didn't know Wanda. So Evie, tell us about yourself. Then we're going to go to Elizabeth. We only got a couple minutes left, but Evie, tell us about you.
Hi, ladies. How are you guys all doing? My name is Evie, and I am working in the area of reflexology, and I am happy to know all of these ladies. I can like put a tick on my board for just about everyone. I am a VIG, part of the League of Girlfriends. I have definitely been a part of Miss Mom Biz Boss over there. You're right. Her luncheons were the bomb, and we will. even the virtual ones were just as good. But I think, Teresa, why she's probably saying about the luncheon in person is because we like to feel your energy up close and personal, right? And for Christine, I love Christine. She was one of the first places that actually linked me to all of these other lovely ladies. Going to her Experience Connections meeting was how I met Wanda. It's how I met Angie, and through Wanda is how I met Teresa. And then when the Jane was talking about One Hope, I know Brianna. I've had a party at my house. Wanda can contest. We decided to do wine tasting along with blanket making, so you will know how that went down, right? So, but it was a really great event, and I joined with Portia as well. So I think I'm a testament to how you meet one lady and she connects you to many, about you build a sisterhood of everything. So I'm delighted to see all of you guys and be on here with you guys, and it's been a great segment.
And she didn't say about she's my reflexology yoga person. I know I got to get back into yoga. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, reflexology. She's great. That's her business, of reflexology. But let's see. Last but not least, my girl Elizabeth. I actually met Elizabeth on in my international group, and she actually did my first podcast on YouTube. So she's the YouTube queen, and now she actually has her own book out. So Elizabeth, tell us about yourself real quick here. You're on mute. You're on mute, babe.
I said really quick. Oh, Zoom. Anyhow, it's nice to see a lot of you. I've been on Angie's thing, watching Wanda multiple times. But what you said about networking, Wanda, you are the one person that I know that can connect you to anybody. You know, and I obviously didn't start out as a coach, or this fell on me. Just like how Angie said, you didn't start out to do something, but it's like God directed you to do it. Because I wrote my book about my life, shared my experiences, and then I had people messaging me, asking me, do you do coaching? Do you do coaching? Because I've been through a lot of stuff in my life, and I share all those things in my book, from being molested to living house to house to going through a narcissistic relationship. And now I help mostly women to be able to get past that pain, and those ones that have been because getting out of those types of relationships and stuff is very hard, and to heal after that. So that's what I do, and I know about dealing with grief with my grandmother and all that, so which is all in the book. So which was not easy, so but anyhow, that's a bit about me. Thank you, Wanda, for inviting me, and nice to see a lot of you beautiful faces again.
Yes, definitely. And she didn't tell you she's from Barbados. You see that background? That is actually her background. Yeah. So the book she has out there is really great, and she actually is a coach. So I am so happy that I met Elizabeth. But you see how we all connect some kind of way, ladies, right? We connect some kind of way, and this is what we're helping each other. That's why I said I wanted to do something with networking. I know they call me the networking queen after I became part of 9 different groups, but it was good because you're meeting other ladies, and I remember what did Susan say? The best therapy is $20 at a meeting, right? So that makes a difference. But I want to thank each and every one of you for coming on, sharing your information. I apologize. What happened was I actually my privacy was on my own page, so I just changed it to public. So, but once it goes on Facebook, but hopefully it'll share on later. But listen, thank you, ladies. Any other last minute things that you lady want to say when your next event is going to be? Go ahead, Angie. Tell us what you got.
Okay, so we have just opened a brand new co-working space for women by women. Designed with you in mind. If you are in the Roswell, Alpharetta area, or just want to get away from the crazy ass people you live with and go somewhere where you can be productive and actually get some work done and not worry about putting in the load of laundry, come to her workspace. We're at 1020 Cambridge Square in Roswell/Alpharetta. We'd love to see you. Free caffeine all day, free snacks, but mostly the opportunity to collaborate with women that you probably have not met before from the other side of business. We're all trying to collectively do things, and you may find your next attorney, your next CPA, your next coach. You may find that person there, or you might just be able to get some work done in solace in a beautiful environment. I've decorated every picture I've hung, every seat I've placed, everything I've ordered has been with you in mind. We have high tech. I'll give you guys a pitch later, but there's lots of discounts to become a member. And if you're a member of the League of Girlfriends, you save 50% on your membership. I'm sorry, you save $50 on all of your memberships here. So that's how we integrate everything. And I'd love to have you guys as everybody on here is just about a member, except for Portia, pretty much. Everybody on here is pretty much a member. But I'd love to have you guys, and your businesses are welcomed here. Come find your next clients and your next collaborators here and in the League of Girlfriends.
It's Elizabeth and Portia, they can't come because they're in California and Barbados. So,
yes,
you know.
Yes, but they can still be members of the League of Girlfriends.
I think we can still kind of be connected globally, like through this.
Absolutely.
If we do that, then I think that kind of removes a barrier to entry.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm talking about in person, but you're right. Thank God for this here. So, Christine, your next estate sales. When is your next estate sales?
I just wrapped one up. We may be doing another one, but I don't have the date on it yet. But just follow it on Powers Estate Sales on Facebook. You'll see all the upcoming sales. I do have a XE meeting the 28th of April, which is the last Wednesday. It's always the last Wednesday of the month.
Mhm.
This one's virtual, and I am thinking very seriously about bringing it back to the in-person. So,
woo, girl, I miss your food.
Yeah. Oh, yes, her food's delicious. Yes, yes.
Well,
Oh my God. I missed that food, but that's great. Teresa, when is your next event?
So we have two events coming up. The first event that we have coming up that we're co-sponsoring is our Making Money Out the Box event, and it is going to be fabulous. This year, Making Money Out the Box is a program I offer teaching people how to make money from home and or on their own, but I invite guests and experts in because I believe, again, I'm not the be all know all. So this year, our keynote speaker is a gentleman that has been on Shark Tank and has won. We have people that have been featured in NBC, ABC, QVC, Black Enterprise, all kinds of places, but we want you to be there. And if you have children, it's on April the 17th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. My events are accessible to all because I'm going to stay with the virtual. We're going to go back in person, but I'm going to stay with the virtual because it opens up more doors and opportunities. So if you have children, please, check us out. You'll see more information about that. You can go over to my website. I'll post it in there. But children are able to come at no cost because at Mom Biz Boss, our children matter. So definitely that. And then our virtual brunch is April the 23rd. Our speaker is going to speak about money mindset. Our whole month of April is about springing into your money and your mindset. So we'd love for you to come. It's 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. You won't be disappointed because at every event we have, you will walk away with not just business cards, not just connection, but real value and worth that you can implement.
Absolutely. Teresa be having some great speakers on there on her events. So, Angie, you have something to say?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I forgot to mention that we are starting our tour, Girlfriends Getaway Tour. We were supposed to have our retreat, but we're saving our retreat till September when we're going to have our 5th anniversary. But in the month of April, we're starting our Girlfriends Getaway Tours, which is a series of day trips. We'll go somewhere overnight. We'll go somewhere for the weekend, or sometimes we'll go somewhere it's like a half-hour drive to a vineyard or something like that. But it's going to be a series of Girlfriends Getaways. We're going to a distillery to taste some liquor, all different types of events, spa events and things like that, just for us to get out together in small pods. Because I know our governor's opening the whole world up on Thursday, but we are still being COVID sensitive, let me say that. So we'll be in small pods. It won't be this 50 people. And also on the 18th, we are having a collaborative event with Passport Moms. We're having sort of a sipping shopping event on Auburn Avenue, downtown Atlanta. And that's from 1 to 3. And that's open for everybody.
Well,
We love to see. And our April 30th is the grand opening for this place, the big grand opening. So
Okay,
just check
cool.
our calendar on League of Girlfriends, Chesapeake event calendar on League of Girlfriends, and all of these events will be posted there.
That's great. I was gonna say, because that's a lot. So yeah, so just
Yeah,
definitely
they're all going to be posted.
yeah. That's a lot.
Go
So
to leagueofgirlfriends.com.
Diga, yep, I think I saw that in the chat too, but I'm gonna save the chat and send it to everybody. But Teresa and I are actually doing another webinar. I really have been like, we're doing a webinar on Thursday. Let the streams of income flow. That's gonna be interesting, right? Let the streams of income flow. That means other means of income. Instead of your 9 to 5, get your own stuff, get your own business there. So we're doing that on Thursday. I have my Eventbrite that's out there as well. Look on my page as well. That starts at 3:00. So it'll be the same type of vibe here, as far as how we can actually help each other connect. So this collaboration is key with one another. But I also have one on April 15th. These young ladies actually with Hive, which is an HR company. They're actually coming on doing a webinar with me to help people to be able to set up their resume. You know, people that need to get a job or whatever, please make sure you join this, because this is going to be phenomenal as far as them sharing that, as well as small businesses. So individual small businesses. So I'm going to be putting that out. I was actually waiting for this to be done. I didn't want to put too much out here. So that's April 15th at 2 p.m., not 3 p.m. I would love for you all to join us. So, but thank you all so much. I know we are a little bit 10 minutes after, but we're still good. Look, we had a lot of people here. I want to thank everybody for joining. And Nadine, thank you for joining. I'm sure you came in at the end here, but we do have it on, I have it on Facebook Live. Unfortunately, you're probably not going to see it because it was actually on personal. It was on the privacy. I didn't know it was just me. But I am going to share this once it collaborates. And I send the video out to everybody, because I think this is great. So how did you all enjoy this? Everybody? Yes?
Oh yeah.
Well, thank you all so much for coming. My girls, Christine, Angie, Teresa, Portia, all of you all that got me into this group. Elizabeth, Nadine, I didn't get to meet Nadine, Niola, Teresa, all of you all, thank you so much. And thank you for coming. So just follow me. And I definitely have a lot of webinars every month.
Thank you, Wanda. This was great.
Thank you.
Thank you, Wanda. This is amazing.
So much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. I'll see you on Thursday.